Alrighty, guys. I've already got a screw up in the YouTube studio. Let me reload it. YouTube's just trying to help. Okay, that part's worked out. Let's see now. Does it have it right for you guys? Let me look. Let me look. Will we get notifications today? Always the big question. Yes, okay. So it's got that set right. All right. It does seem like. Hey, Saya. It does seem like. No, some notifications going out today, possibly. All right, cool, Wolverine. Jeff is here. Uh, if ifs were fifths. Okay, that's a good name. Aaron's here. Hi, Chrome. Hey, Genko. Hey, Nick. Hey, Hamels. Wow, we actually had some notifications go out today. Wonder if it depends on the type of stream. Maybe they like our Ask Me Anything streams better than gaming streams. Yesterday's, for those of you who didn't see it, weren't able to be in. Well, bang, okay. There was next to nothing for notifications yesterday, and then I ended up feeling kind of bad because I didn't realize I was that close to finishing the main mission in Oblivion, and I ended up finishing it. I mean, we're gonna play more Oblivion, but I ended up finishing the main mission without Big Green and Jill in. So maybe I felt kind of bad about that. I didn't realize I was that close. We're still gonna do more. We're gonna do the DLC and the other section there. I already forgot. Now there's more people in here in the first 2 minutes than there was at any point in the stream yesterday. It's just so weird. Notifications are so bizarre. IDK man says, Curtis, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. And that is, hello, Curtis. So anyway, my greetings have been brought. Have a great day, you too, pal. That's a good way to bring your greetings. All wrapped up in a nice package with a bow. I said it. What did I say? Chasing Spirit says, hey, Curtis, I'm a pro wrestling referee. Cool. From the UK of 20 years. Did you ever have the opportunity to wrestle in the UK? I have not, my friend. I've never been out of North America. I've been to Canada and Mexico, that other country that's in North America, but I haven't had the chance to travel abroad. I want to see Japan so bad. I would love to see the UK. Chrome says, oh, you nearly beat Oblivion? The only reason I haven't popped in a lot of those streams because I want to play it when it's ported to Switch too. No, I understand, Chrome. Yeah, you don't want spoilers. If you pop in on them now, you won't see anything more of the main mission. That's done. I'm going to be doing some side missions and some DLC content. Now you may not want to see that either, but just so you know where we stand. But yeah, you won't see anything of main missions anymore. Oh, you're okay now, Wolverine? Yeah, yeah. YouTube glitching. No, come on. Just don't say that. That doesn't happen. Oh, the Will Bang. Okay, yeah, Sajil. The gang here plays that interaction on Tangia a lot. That is such a classic one. Those were so funny. Damn. That's so wow. Titan and Could says, do you still watch Bob's Burgers even if you don't react to it? I do react to it every day at the Goose, 6 days a week. It's on the regular schedule, and in just minutes I can do it right now, even for that matter. I'm going to post a reaction at the Grandpa Curtis channel to some Gene Belcher moments, because Gene Belcher is one of my favorite characters in anything ever. And the more I watch this show, the funnier and funnier that freaking kid gets. I'll post it right now. Okay, that one's up. And then I'm having a blast with this, screwing around with AI. At Spazboy's channel here, I'm posting an AI stand-up comic named Vinny Hackman. I told the AI to create a set for a stand-up comic who is at the just the beginning open mic portion of his career, and make it sound as hacky as one would expect
I can see the
from
future.
somebody,
We'll
and
bang,
that
okay?
was-
Flashily like Buggy. Goosh,
Flashily-
goosh, goosh.
Yep, those are the good old days, Wolverine. And the next one I got coming, I also told the AI, and I'm working on this one right now. I told the AI, and I'm paraphrasing here, no bullshit, no sci-fi. How would artificial intelligence go about taking over? And holy crap, was that chilling what it came up with. Are swears still out on YouTube? Sure, Angel. They actually eased off a little bit on them, and now I think it was Chrome that told me this. I hadn't even seen they'd posted this. Used to be if we said any of the big swear words in the first 7-8 seconds, that was automatic demonetization. But now they've pulled back on that. Tram says Oblivion. If Oblivion is anything like Skyrim, then it's not for me. From what they tell me, it's very similar. It's the precursor. Not because I didn't enjoy it, but it was too big a free roaming world, and I kept getting so distracted I never got anywhere. Yeah, from what the gang says, Oblivion leads right into Skyrim, because that's what I'm going to play next, is Skyrim. Oh, they're fine. Pieces. Big Green popped in on Monday, and he's just got some personal stuff going on. Told us he'll be away for a little bit, and Jill just had work shit hit her during the week. Shit hitter, that's fine. Not a nice way to say that. Jill had some work stuff. She had to do that, switched her schedule around so she couldn't be in streams with us. But they're both fine. Hi, Tatiana. Yeah, I agree, Angel. But I think what he's saying is more being distracted within the game. I get what you're saying though too. Yes, the games are a great distraction from real life. Because real life's a pain in the ass. Chrome says, from what I know, Oblivion is bigger than Skyrim. Is it? More options, more factions and races. Skyrim is smaller and cut back because of modern gaming. Yeah, like 15 plus years old. I didn't know that. I need a username, Kruger. It says, what happened to Elden Ring? Just didn't click with you? No, I got to find a place to play it. Or find time to play it. I tried it out. It wasn't a huge hit at the channel, but that's neither here nor there because I liked it. But right now I'm still doing Oblivion and GTA 5. So until I get, well, and then after Oblivion is Skyrim. So I've got to get a slot for it, and then I want to go back to it. Connor says, hey Curtis, do you ever watch any obscure sports or shows? I guess it depends on, what you're talking about, what your specific definition of obscure would be, but sure. GTA 5 streams, whenever I can get time to stream them. It'll probably be the next live stream we do, because we just did Oblivion yesterday. We're doing an Ask Me Anything stream today, so GTA 5 is next in the lineup. So as long as everything goes well, and I do get to stream tomorrow, it'll probably be GTA 5. That makes sense. Chrome says it's because modern graphics take a lot more time to develop, so they had to cut back to make it more detailed. Yeah, that makes sense. That's illogical. Combilliard says, have ever thought of the idea of Meat Canyon collabing with Brandon Rogers? Have I ever thought of the idea? No, but that wouldn't be up to me. So Jill says, Bob is the most disappointing word ever because it looks too much like boob when you're reading it. Then you realize it was just Bob and most likely referencing to a guy. Well, I would say then the number 8008 is even more so, because we all know if you put 8008 into a calculator, you get yourself a boob. I learned that really early on in the days of calculators. Oh, the character? This is from the Flintstones. Oh shit, what's his name? It's going right out of my head. And that's his catchphrase. Hello, dum-dum. But he was on the Flintstones when I was a kid. Obviously a space alien. Oh shit, his name's gone out of my head right now. What IDK Man says, what are your thoughts on pizza toppings? Sausage. Give me the sausage. Yeah, and I don't care how that sounds. Take it any way you want. Give me the sausage. The Great Kazoo. Ah, thanks, guys. Was it kazoo or gazoo? Because you guys said one of each, and I can't remember. It's been years since I saw that. Is it Gazoo? Was it Gazoo? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. I haven't. Oh, I just saw this T-shirt, and it's like, oh, I remember that guy. He had that quirky little voice, and he would always be, he'd be floating in this position you see on my shirt, like right outside of Fred's ped-powered car. Ashley says, do you believe YouTube is actually going to implement that AI thing? No, of course they are. It's a big nothing burger. Again, you guys got to remember, whenever anything like that happens, there's a litany of people online whose job it is to try and get everybody worked up about something. That's a big nothing. But they present it as such because it's good for clicks. I mean, they do that now. They have a system in place right now for trying to determine if somebody's channel is actually being operated, being used by people under 18, even though it's for over 18. All they're doing now is they're going to switch it to where AI tries to determine that. I doubt I would say for 99.9% of us, you're not going to notice any differences. I haven't watched the new King of the Hill yet. I do want to check it out and see what it's like. Texas is ranked number 1, Connor. They got the number 1. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, but they got the number 1 ranking going into the season. We're going to find out right away how good Texas is. Starting off with Ohio State. Got to figure they got an edge in quarterback, because at least Manning has more game experience than whoever starts for Ohio State. Secret Agent Randy Bean says, hey, Curtis, in a week I'm driving to Seattle to watch some baseball games. Cool. Just know if I stop showing up that Seattle got me. Wish me luck. Oh, good luck. Oh, you'll have fun. It's great going to ball games. Chrome says, well, AI and having to show your real ID. Yeah. If the AI designates you as they have reason to believe that you're under 18, then yeah, that's how you would have to prove your age. Yeah, 100%. Chrome says, by the way, they showed off 2 Gintama projects today. An anime film remake by the Yoshiwara and Flames arc, and a new Professor Geen anime. Basically a full series version of the school skits they had. Those are funny. Everything about Gintama was funny. That's kind of cool. That's awesome that they're revisiting some Gintama. That was fun. Oh, sure, I have plenty of baseball mementos. Over here, I have a whole little shadow box of pictures, tickets, and stuff from a weekend where I took my daughter, son-in-law, and grandkids to Pittsburgh to go, because I'm a Pirates fan. They're all Cardinals fans, to watch Pirates-Cardinals series. And this is mostly my anime stuff and anything to do, with Brax or family. But put away, I have plenty of baseball memorabilia. I still have my baseball bag from when I was playing in an over 55 league. And I'm thinking seriously of maybe, they just started one here, an over 60 league. I'm thinking I might try it next year. Oh, the Pirates are just the worst. Just the worst, JJ, because the ownership doesn't want to win. And you can't have a worse situation than that. The ownership is perfectly happy with taking the shared revenue every year and keeping their payroll down. And Pirate fans have been begging for years for the league to force him to sell, because that's officially against league rules. If you are being intentionally non-competitive, the other owners can get together and have you removed, but they won't do it. Hold on, Chrome's got a link here. This is honestly rather pretty for a Gintama movie, she says. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Oh, great characters. Those were good times watching Gintama. Wow. Does have a nice look to it. Very nice look to it. Hi, Cameron.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
What the hell?
Lizard.
That was a cool look. I like that lizard's face. That was cool. Chrome says, wouldn't they make more money if they win? That sounds stupid. No, Chrome, what they're thinking, see, it's complicated. Major League Baseball has profit sharing. So to go into great detail would take forever. But basically, you have big money teams in big markets like the Yankees and the Dodgers. Now, they have huge payrolls. There's a certain amount of money that goes into a pool, and it's massive amounts of money, and it gets distributed amongst everybody. Pittsburgh is considered a small market team. They get a nice hunk of that because the Yankees, Dodgers, and several other teams, Red Sox, overspend. So the Pirates' way of thinking is if they keep their overhead low, which is in contracts, they don't pay a lot to the players themselves, they make a ton of money in that profit sharing, and they don't care about winning. They have their hardcore fans that'll show up to the ballpark because they got a beautiful park, but they'll take their share of the TV revenue, the profit sharing, all the things they get a share of, and he keeps his overhead low and he makes money. You have other teams, Yankees, Dodgers, their ownership, they would operate at a loss if it would bring them a championship. There's no question they would. The Pirates are just the opposite. Their ownership wants to make money. Baseball is secondary. Kyle just farted. Good to know. I'm glad you shared that. I might soon. The lizard was cool. Randy Bean says, I don't have any memorabilia, but my first time visiting Petco Park in San Diego was May 2019. Pirates in town. Ian Kinsler hit a home run for the Padres and flipped everyone off all around in the base. Really? You were there for that game? I remember when he did that because that was a big, big freaking deal. Wow, you were there for that one? Oh, it's entirely sleazy, Chrome. And technically against the rules, and nobody will do anything about it. I mean, it's tough to prove you're being intentionally non-competitive, but this isn't something new. This ownership's been doing this for well over a decade. They get good young players and they trade them off for nothing to get rid of their contracts. They have quite possibly the best pitcher in baseball right now, a kid named Paul Skeens. Now he's going to command a monster salary when his rookie contract runs out. Pirates aren't going to pay him. Somebody's going to come grab him. And the commissioner and the other owners can get together and say, okay, the Pirates are being non-competitive, and they can actually force a sale of the team, but they won't do it. Yeah, it's unfortunate when you're a fan of the team since I was a little kid. We do hold the record, though, the Pirates. We hold the record, and this isn't just in baseball, in all major American sports, which they generally consider as baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. Of all four of those sports, the Pittsburgh Pirates hold the record for most consecutive losing seasons. Yay, us. 21 years in a row we hit at one point. We're pretty good. Orioles fan? I look fun? Cool. I thought they were going to have a better year than this year. They got a lot of good young talent to be struggling like they are. Yeah, it's terrible, Chrome. It's terrible if you're a fan of the team. It's one thing if your guys are out there giving all they got, the ownership's all in, and you just can't win. It's another one, the ownership won't back up the players. As a matter of fact, I just remembered that. I got to keep an eye out. I do place wagers come football season. I have placed, the very first one I made was last weekend. I was victorious, and I took some of that victory money, and I have some games going today. As a matter of fact, they just started. So if anybody wants to give me updates, or I'll check my phone every so often, I have the Chiefs-Seahawks game and the Browns-Eagles game, both of them to go over today. You'll see me very happy if that happens. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series? Now, aside from DBZA, yeah, probably. Yeah, no consistency this year looked fun from the Orioles. I am surprised. I really thought they were going to have a big year. Ashley says it astounds me that my dingbat aunt didn't know other planets contain multiple moons while Earth only has one. She's unbelievably. yeah, yeah. We were gifted with only one boring moon, and then we romanticized the shit out of it here. Every love story, every romance novel has to have the moonlit scenes. Makes the moon so hot. You're not so bad, moon. I see the bad moon rising. Excuse me, guys. Let me see then. Hold on. Let me see if I'm winning my bets. I just started though. So basically, when you bet the way I did, you just want both teams to score a bunch of points. I don't give a shit who wins. All I care is that they score a lot of points. 65th anniversary of the start of Vern Gagne's first AWA World Championship. Wow. Vern Gagne was a hooker. He was a real life badass too. Real fighter. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want NFL. NFL. All right. Oh, both games are in the opening seconds, so. Yeah, 5 seconds in. Oh, but the Browns have moved across midfield on the Eagles already. Go get them. Get them. Get them. Tatiana says, I spun a wheel to decide what I'm going to talk about because I don't know what to talk about. And it landed on SBT? SBT. I don't know the, I don't know what that is. Chrome says, by the way, the previews for the new Pokemon game have started coming out, so they're pretty good. The battles in this one are actually like the anime where you give commands in real time. Oh, really? Oh, that's unique then. That's cool. So you can say, dodge it. That always kills me. It's like, yeah, I'm an elite level trainer. Dodge it. Don't let it hit you. When I was boxing, my boxing trainer used to tell me dodge it all the time. And I would generally go, what? You know, that type of thing. Oh, South Park's Turmoil. Ah, gotcha. IDK Man says, Tsunade versus Nico Robin versus Rias Gremory. On pure hotness, Rias Gremory. As far as waifu, where you mix everything into the mix, it's Nico Robin. I have not, Pieces. Pieces says, have you been inside the Vegas Sphere or at least seen it in person? No. My wife and I want to get back to Vegas. Well, I haven't been to Vegas since I lived in California. And that was, I left there in the early 80s. I haven't been to Vegas since. We had a trip planned. It was actually where my wife was working at the time. They were sending her to Vegas for a conference. And I was going to go with her and we are going to make a vacation out of it. And it was in later September 2001. So needless to say, 9/11 happened, trip got canceled. And I promised Braxton all along that if we do get to go to Vegas at some point, I wouldn't go without him. You know, I'd make sure he got to go along. So it'd have to be a time when my wife, Brax, his fiance, and I could all go. Chrome says, oh no, you have to dodge. The Pokemon are out to murder you. You use your Pokemon to defend yourself in this one. It's in a city based on Paris, so being randomly shanked is kind of accurate. Fair. Kobe says, have any plans on your birthday yet? Nah. Birthdays, when you've had as many as I have, birthdays aren't that big a deal anymore. That's right. I didn't even think about that. Well, what do we got? A little over a month. That'll be 60 fucking 4. Wow. At our wedding, my wife's and my wedding, all those many years ago, she had no idea it was coming. I did a little song and dance routine to the Beatles song When I'm 64. And when I did it, 64 seemed like, that's so far away I can't even fathom it. And now 64 is a matter of weeks away. And it went by like, boom, that. Jay says, oh, Curtis, did you ever get to my question on how you feel building your wife or wife? Yeah, I did a little cursory look, Jay. I've still got it on a notepad right here in front of me. I did a little cursory look, and immediately I didn't find information on it, so I've got to do a deeper dive on it. Sir Blank says, I stopped caring about birthdays after the 21st. I'm going to be 30 next week. You're still in prime, Sir Blank. 30 is a great age. At 30, everything's working the way it should. Yeah. Nah, you're good. 30. Man. Pretty sure I have underwear that's more than 30. Probably have them on. Did I wear underwear today? I think I did. Tower says, I think in France the retirement age for 64 in some countries. Here forever it was considered 65. And now with people living longer, now they've pushed it to 68, 71.
Skippy down below.
Saul is the best. I just watched, it hasn't even posted to the Goose yet, to our Patreon yet, but I did just watch the part in Better Call Saul where Saul Goodman is created. It's like, no, you see that and you nerd right out. So yeah, that's it. That's the name. There it is. Not my knees. Sounds like Snap, Crackle, Pop, Sir Blank says. Chrome says, I think the pension age is 67 now here, but they'll definitely increase it even more. Well, here, now here you can still, at this point, you can start collecting Social Security at 62. But Social Security here, of course, isn't... Oh, God damn it, Charlie.
Yeah, I bet I did.
You did, jerk. But Social Security here, a lot of people aren't aware of how it works. It's not just strictly something given to you by the government. You pay into Social Security your whole life while you're working, and then you take out a retirement when you do retire. So the earlier you take it, the less you get per month. I was just looking at mine. Like I say, I'll be 64 next month. If I took it out now, I think I was getting like $2,400 a month. But if I wait until I'm 70, after 70 it doesn't go up anymore. If I wait till I'm 70 and take it, then I'm up to estimated around $3,700 a month. Look Fun says, you think you'll live to 100? No, I seriously doubt it. Also, Trump got rid of tax and Social Security. I don't think that was in there. I think it alleviated some people, but not a significant number. I'd have to look that up. Doing good, Jameson. Oh, Saul is a phenomenal character. Insanely good character. Oh, okay. Chrome says the state pension there age is increasing to 68 in 2028. Yeah, they're really pushing us towards later retirement too here, Chrome. Which that part's understandable because I mean, people are living longer, and the system was designed when life expectancies were several years shorter, so it does put a strain on it. The problem with Social Security here is the return you get on investment is dog shit. If me, for example, being a boomer, if all the money I have paid into Social Security all the years I was working and still do, if just because I'm self-employed, you still pay into it. If all that money had been put into even the most conservative of investment portfolios, oh, you'd collect so fucking much more than the government's going to give you back. Insane amounts more. How much does it increase each year? I don't know, Jay. I can see it on. You can go on socialsecurity.gov and look it up. It runs. Like I say, I'm almost 64. That's 70. Now it's like 24. It'll be 37, and that graph stays about even as you go towards 70 years old. But now, see, Social Security then limits you to how much you can make, too. So you have to, if you still want to be out there working, there's no sense taking your Social Security. Pieces said, I remember in Canada, even after retirement, they can still work. Oh, yeah. My wife, because of the way our situation is set up, she took hers at 62, and she works part-time. Yeah, you can make X amount. I don't remember what it is. I looked it up for my wife. But you can make X amount of money before they take it. So she loves working with kids. So our local Y, where the gym I work out at, she works there during school, just half a day, a few days a week. She works with the 2-year-old crew. It's basically their babysitting service they have. Yeah, and she was just, she didn't want to just sit home doing nothing, so she goes out and she does that. Excuse me. Ashley says, what is your theory on why so many people lack basic intelligence and common sense now? I realize that not that everyone learns the same, but I find it frustrating at times. Oh, I don't think that's any more rampant now than it has been at any other point. There's always been plenty of people without common sense, plenty of people whose intelligence you would immediately question. I guess it's more egregious now because there's no reason to be ignorant about anything when you can just pick up your device and find out anything you want to know. But that's always been the case. I mean, there's always been people who, no matter how far back in time you go, that just make you go, what? That's it, huh? Pokemon says, where I live, they want to make the pension funds stock market dependent. So not Social Security, but your own edition, which is probably horrifying with how things are going. Typically not over the long term, though, Pokemons. Right now, of course, stock market might go down, but you got to remember, you're playing the long game there. So I started working at 16 officially on the books. I worked before that, but officially on the books at 16. So now I've been working for almost 50 years. It'll be 50 years short. Or no, do your math, Curtis. You're 64, 48, almost 48 years. In that time, the stock market has, of course, skyrocketed from what it was back in 1977. So even though there's been, peaks and valleys, you're playing a long game with the stocks there when you're talking about investing for your retirement. I'm just checking in, guys, because again, for those who don't know, I got bets going today, and now I'm going to check to see if anything's working. Browns scored 6 already. That's good. Dolphins, Lions, no score. That's not good. Let's go. Let's get some points on the board, boys. Philip says, would you rather have pizza or steak, and why? Those are two of my very favorite things. As far as a daily, everyday thing, pizza. I love steak, but nothing supplants pizza for me. Chrome says, true, but I feel like the education system has gotten worse. Plus, people are more vocal about their stupidity because they can form groups. That's true. Oh, I don't know about the education system getting any worse. It was nothing to write home about when I went to school either. Tram says, what's your thoughts on gerrymandering? Personally, I think nothing sends the message that parties are afraid of the voters' judgment when gaming the system to make it all but impossible to lose. Gerrymandering's been going on forever, Tram. Both sides whenever one side gerrymanders a state or a locality or whatever the case, the other side, of course, screams. But if you look throughout the country, it's gerrymandered all over the place. I'm not saying it's right, but it's the way it is. It's the way it is. And the only thing you could do is pass legislation on a national level against it, and then you would have to redistrict pretty much everywhere. Because there aren't a lot of states who haven't been gerrymandered, to be honest with you. Cheesesteak pizza, nice, look fun. Pizza says, what's your opinion of PETA? I think they're dumbasses. Looks like they can rage bait anything, even from video game animal characters, which I think is ridiculous. I saw that. Yeah, I think PETA is more about looking for attention for themselves.
Have you ever have a
than
government
anything
drone
else.
hover over your house? I saw one at mine last week.
Oh, that's not a comfortable feeling. I haven't seen one. Doesn't mean it hasn't been there, but I haven't seen one yet anyway. Randy Bean says, I graduated in 2022. Trust me, it's not good. Well, my biggest issue with, as far as like on the high school level with education is, and I've said this before, I think they should definitely concentrate more on teaching kids things that are pertinent to their lives once they get out of high school. There's a lot of classes that are required that are not knowledge you're ever going to use again for the majority of people. And you can make those types of classes available for those who specifically want that knowledge. But how about teaching kids, how, first of all, one of the first things every high school should teach is exactly how loans work and what to look for in a loan. What are the trappings of taking out a loan? Because a lot of those kids are going to go to college and can save themselves a lot of grief if they understood exactly what they were signing when they signed for those college loans. Teach them things that will actually come in handy. How to handle a checking account. Things along those lines. And we don't. It just shocks me that there isn't more instruction in how to move on with your life once you're out of high school. Is that why it's 6-0? Brown's extra point was blocked. Thanks, Jeff. I wondered how they got to 6 so quick. I didn't think it would be 2 field goals already. Sir Blank says, by this point, I don't know if college is needed unless you're going to be like a doctor, surgeon, something that could hurt or even severely hurt someone. Yeah. For so long, it's always been the mantra that if you want to get ahead, you got to go to college. And that's just not true anymore. And I'm not saying college is a bad thing, but there are a lot of majors that you're going to take in college that are not going to pay off what you're spending. It's just not a good investment. Like you say, now if you're going to be a ultra professional, if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever the case, obviously college would come in handy. But there are so many majors. Even something like, okay, if you're an English literature major, that's great. But how much money are you going to spend for that degree to do what? Teach other people English lit? And the fact is, a lot of the best benefits in a job are in blue-collar areas. Blue-collar, in general, of course, this is just a generalization, but blue-collar work tends to have much better benefits than white-collar work. ZOMG Roller says it sucks finding a remote job, largely requires a college degree. Some do, yeah. There's a number of them that do. But I think, too, another mistake a lot of people make is they go to the college of their dreams. In the vast majority of instances, where you get your degree from isn't going to matter once you're out there in the job market. All that matters is you got the piece of paper. So go online and take college courses and save some money. It just, again, if you're going to be an ultra professional, sure, maybe where you went to school makes a difference. But an employer is going to interview you. Once for a majority of jobs, once you've met the requirements, if there is a collegiate requirement, once you've met those requirements, they put that aside. And then they get to meet you. And they're going to interview you. And you're going to have to come up with your own references, so on and so forth. And they're going to get a feel for whether or not they want to hire you. The vast majority of the time, where you went to school doesn't matter. Save money. Get your education as inexpensively as you can. Blue collar for me too, Jay. And I think I told you guys, I didn't graduate college. I took courses in journalism at a community college, just enough to land a job with a newspaper. And it took me about 2 weeks to find out that I hated journalism and I didn't want to be writing for a newspaper. Went into blue collar work and was happy my whole life. ZOMG Roller says I can make 80 to 100K a year if I had an electric car driving Uber Lyft. Yeah, depending on where you live. Yeah, some people can make out great doing rideshare. All depends on, of course, the location. Chrome said I didn't get my current job via college. It didn't hurt, obviously, but I got my job via connection. That's a lot. I like those quotes. That's true a lot of times, too. Chrome makes a good point, too. A lot of times it's connections more than anything else. Wow. And that's understandable. That's not an indictment. Because an employer, I mean, that's one of the best ways they can find prospective employees. You know, if you know somebody who you have faith and trust in, and that person you have faith and trust in says, hey, this person will do a great job, that's better than anything you can learn in an interview. Pokemon, thanks for the super chat. I'm a doctor. We had to do 3 years of normal college and 3 years of internships. While the first is absolutely needed, those practical years taught me way more.
Empire Jeff asked me, would you rather have Squidward as a roommate or Plankton as a boss? Would you rather live in Pineapple or under a rock?
I'll get right back to that, Pokemon. This could be a long one.
I'd rather have Squidward as a roommate because even though he can be grumpy, at least we can have jam sessions, and I definitely live in a pineapple. It's got more room, and it smells deliciously fruity. Plus, who doesn't love a good tropical vibe, right? Living under a rock might be Patrick's thing, but I prefer a little more flair.
All right, Sponge. We got it, buddy. While the first absolutely needed those practical years, taught me way more. That I understand that. I get where you're coming from, Pokemon. Not that I would have any personal experience, but yeah, with internships or residencies, you would think that's where the real learning kicks in. I mean, like you say, you know, you got to have that base of knowledge that college provides. But yeah, I would think once you get out there and you're hands-on, that's when the learning kicks into gear. It would seem to me anyway. Backlog Gamer. Oh, we were just talking about this. Says, hey Curtis, what's your opinion on the YouTube AI verification thing that's going on now? Like I was telling everybody, there's no reason to believe that's been in place for some time. They just didn't use AI to do it. I don't see any reason to believe that they're going to be targeting any significant number of people. I mean, AI, whether we like it or not, is actually pretty good at taking data and utilizing that data to reach a conclusion. And all they're trying to do is find people that have accounts that are listed as adult but are being used, monitored, owned by people who are under 18. That has been in place. That's not new. All that's new is the way they're going to go about trying to determine who needs to be verified. And again, I could be wrong. I would bet that I'm not. But 99.9% of us aren't going to notice any difference in YouTube. Pieces says, what do you feel about people working at home? I might try it. Nothing wrong with that. You know, it works it out very conveniently for a lot of people. Excuse me. Dragon Ball Diamond. Yeah, I watched that over at the Goosh, at our Patreon. It was good. I enjoyed that. I thought that was a neat concept. Them being kids, that was fun. is a huge protest against it now. Yeah, like I say, I know people are all worked up about it. I haven't heard anything yet of anybody being targeted by it that inaccurately. We'll see what happens. Chrome says it helps that I proved I can do the job. For insurance, you need to do exams, but those aren't connected to college. You just buy a book and a ticket. Mine are paid for by my work, and then just study. And that's I see situations like that. I believe are ideal for getting good employees, because now you've got somebody learning exactly what the employer wants them to know for the position. I think that's a great way of going about things. Instead of, in college, you're going to have to take certain required courses that are not something that you're ever going to use again. Whereas with what you're talking about, Chrome, where the employer says, okay, this is what we need you to learn, you're not wasting any of your time. You're learning what they need you to know. So Gio says, as a history major, I don't see a future for myself outside academia, so I'm doubling down on school and book learning. But I agree, most fields require more hands-on learning. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And again, AI technology is actively taking a lot of positions away. I've told you guys before I started doing YouTube, the extra money I would make online was writing research and SEO articles. I can't imagine why anybody would hire someone to do that now. It'd be kind of stupid to do it. ChatGPT can do it just fine. You go into ChatGPT and just put in, write me a 500-word article on subject XYZ and make it heavy SEO for the following terms. And ChatGPT will do it just fine. Oh, I know. I want to catch up on The Boys. Sinister Misery. I really enjoyed The Boys. I'm way behind on it. I want to get caught up. Chrome says they're still fighting over who gets the rights to Dragon Ball. Jesus. It's been over a year and still no progress, so the manga has been on hiatus for like 2 years. That sucks. Sir Blank says, I know that when I was in school, teachers had teacher books that they used for their classes, and sometimes they didn't understand it. I believe you. Yeah, there's a lot of things in education, and I'm not throwing stones, it's just observation, particularly through high school, that it's stuff you learn that you're just never going to use again. And there are so many more pertinent things they could be teaching kids that would really help them as they go out, into their own lives. Jay says, where do you see yourself in 10 years, Curtis? No. Right here? Making vids? It'll depend. I don't want to stop doing this. I like doing this. There might be a point where I cut back. Maybe I'll stop. I'll get tired of getting up at 5 o'clock every morning. But I like it. Curtis Coffin live stream. Yeah, Sir Blank. Yeah, remember that? Beaches has a great quote. You'll never have a calculator in your pocket at all times. And what Beaches is referring to is, that's what they told us in school. When calculators, I remember when calculators first became a thing. Texas Instruments was huge in them. You went down to Radio Shack and bought them. But they wouldn't let you use calculators on your tests and stuff for that reason. They would say, you're never going to have a calculator in your pocket at all times, so you better learn this. Well, little did you fucking know. Of course we all do. We all have a calculator with us at all times now. Joe, I'm probably mispronouncing your first name. I apologize. I'm in college and regularly use GPT. It's awesome in courses that are terrible, boring, and the teachers don't really want to reprove the students, but it's considerable far from replacing humans. Yeah, there's only certain things. I mean, there are certain areas like what I just outlined. Writing an SEO article. Yeah, it's superior. you can't even, I won't even say it's superior to humans. It's equal to humans. SEO writing, once you learn the craft, is not that difficult. And certainly ChatGPT can do it way, way faster than I can, because I would have to research the subject, and ChatGPT can research in nanoseconds. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to compete. Jay says, well, I'll still be around to watch you work on the channel. Well, I appreciate that. You still use the TI-84 in college, do you, Backlog Gamer? That's cool. Chrome says, I've actually nearly finished my exams for my certification. I had 2 years to do it, and I've done it in about 11 months. Nice, Chrome. That was never me. I was never ahead of the game when it came to academics. I would have finished that 1 year in 364 days, Chrome. and I would have finished the last of it on the bus on the way to work that morning. Robert Banks is getting a job at a think tank. At university, I would always write my papers the days before they were due. Yeah, me too. Now I'm slated to earn about $50,000 for my first job writing nonsense articles. Hey, that's all right. Somebody's paying you. Nothing wrong with that. Calculators, every Asian student's prized possession, Pizza says. Sir Blank says, I slept through school. Yeah, I had to get... My guidance counselor threatened me, because I will tell you guys this, I don't know if anymore with the memory issues, but testing in school is flawed, and I can tell you why, because I did well. I'm good at testing, and all I mean by that is if you give me some blocks of text and let me read it, I can then give you the answers to questions you have about that text. Now, that doesn't mean I learned it. It means I was able to read it, and I may not even be able to, very often I was not even taking in the entirety of what it all meant, but it's not hard to relate the words back to one another when you have to take a test. So I could get good grades, I just never really gave a shit. But then my guidance counselor came to me and said, I don't remember what it was, you had to keep like, I guess a C average or so to play sports. And he said, okay, new rule for you. He said, you got to keep a solid B or a B plus or whatever it was average or you can't play. I said, you can't do that. I said, the rules are written down. It says you only have to have a C or above. He goes, nah. He says, because you're screwing around. He said, I know you can get better grades. And he did. He made special rules just for me, so I had to pay attention here and there. Pissed me off because I wanted to play sports. Oh, yeah. Jay says, remember when we had to do cursive as handwriting, Curtis? Sure. Of course, my handwriting, my drawing, everything. Anything to do. If I got pen in hand, it's ugly. But yeah. Yeah, I can still write in cursive. Don't use it much anymore, other than to sign my name. But yeah, it's weird how that just died. It was just, and it was quick too. It was like one day everybody was still learning cursive, and then the next day, nope, print it. Pieces says, would you prefer multiple choice or fill in the blank questions? That don't matter. Sajil says, I'd take them making special rules for me as a compliment. I guess it was complimentary, but at the time I just didn't want to be bothered with having to pay attention. I just wanted to be left alone. I was in school to play sports and try and get girls. Everyone writes on a computer now, so there's not much point. At least that's what the thought. Yeah, it makes sense. Peaches says, breaking news. Man leaves his wife because AI girlfriend comforts rather than nags. All right, guys. I got to hang it up. I want to go check out my football games, and I got a bunch of editing to do. I want to get that. I'm telling you guys, this AI video I'm making where I asked the AI to explain in great detail how AI would go about taking over it's pretty chilling. Because I told it, don't give me bullshit, don't give me sci-fi. How would this actually take place? And it's freaky. Hopefully you guys get to see the video. I'm hoping to get it edited in the next day or two. But thank you for all the chat. I love doing these streams. These are an absolute blast. Now, if I get to stream tomorrow, we will probably play some GTA 5. Hopefully Jill will be back soon. I'm hoping Big Green's able to come back soon, and we'll have our whole crew back together again. This was a fun stream. These are always fun streams, though. I'm still trying to work it out to where I can do some evenings doing these streams too. I'll get there eventually. But Eagles game 7-6. Thanks, Connor. Just to a pick 6. Nice. I just need the over in the game, so I just want points. I don't care who wins. Just keep scoring. Thanks for the update, Connor. Appreciate it. That's good. 13 points. What are you gonna do, dude? Come on! You broke my shit. And then we'll be right back. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. And I'll talk to you guys really soon.